So I feel like every time that you walk into a place, there's always this grand foyer, right? And in the bus, we don't really have that. Well, we do, and this is what it looks like. So as you can see, it's pretty disgusting. So we're gonna clean this up. So that's what I wanna work on today is cleaning this area up, finishing the stairs, and making it into a nice mini foyer. So here are what the stairs look like, and this side on the right-hand side is where I'm gonna start with a piece of 1/4-inch plywood, sanded plywood, and then that'll stain that and measure it. Measure twice, cut once. All right, so we have the piece that we cut, and it fits in very nicely. So that'll get stained. Stairs will go on here, and we'll get a piece for there, there, and there. All right, so I was able to apply a bunch of the Gorilla Glue construction adhesive on the back of this panel. And then I just used these spacers to kind of push this against the wall here so that we'll be able to secure it and hold it up there until it dries. So now that this piece was secured, I glued the back pieces up here, and then I just have pieces of wood holding them up along the sides. We will wait for that to dry, and then we can cut the actual stair pieces, and then we can put the trim pieces that we have along the tops of each step. So here are the pieces of wood before they're stained, and they are drying with these pieces of wood holding them in place. And then here I am just using the same stain that I used throughout the bus, staining the stairs and then polyurethaning them afterwards. And I just made sure to wipe it all down so I didn't have any excess stain. And this is what they look like completely stained, so we can start the actual steps. Now the next thing is cutting the floorboards. So it's just the floor that we used up top, and we're cutting pieces to go on these 3 steps. Then we'll use this metal trim, cut it to length, and then place it on the front of the stairs. So I cut this piece of the aluminum trim, and it fits there. So that's what we're gonna do. And then we'll also just use brown caulk around the corners here, but we'll make sure everything's in place first as far as the stairs, and then we can add that as the final piece. So here we have the stairs in, and that's just a piece to push that against there to dry. And we have, like I said before, some of these trim pieces. Now we just need to cut the trim pieces for the top part of the stairs. And then we're gonna need some metal screws for here because the stairs are metal, and that's what it's gonna get screwed into. Okay, so we are back at it today. We had a slight rain delay yesterday, but we got a lot of work done. We got these pieces up here cut, and they are drilled and screwed into the floor, as well as these rails right here. And to make sure everything was sealed up, I got some brown silicone, and I just did all of the corners here, or the edges, with the brown silicone all the way down to the bottom here. So now we just need to get a piece of trim that can go along here, and then we can cut another one of these rails, and that'll be able to go down here, and then we can put the piece of trim that goes here, and we have this one here, so we'll just make it line up with this piece of trim right here. For this bottom piece, I just needed to trim some of it off. That way this piece would fit in nice and smooth. So I just got to cut a piece the actual length and fit it in. And now we got that piece in, and then we can just worry on the 2 pieces of trim along the sides. Alright, so now we have this side trim piece in, and then we finished this side with the trim piece down there. So now what we need to do is put some caulk in here, as well as a line that goes down here. That way we can paint both of these pieces white all the way down, and the same thing on this side. And there you have it. Now, I do have to clean up the top of the door and put a piece of trim there. But my main focus was getting these pieces of trim in around the side, and then just finishing the actual stairs here. Now the next step in the future is painting this door brown to kind of match this and kind of give it just a a look besides a whitish or a light color, because there's just a lot of white going on with everything. So a brown door would look very nice in this area. So with that said, I think we have a very nice and professional looking stairwell entryway into this skoolie. And I can say that based off of the before shot, which this is what it looked like before, to what it looks like now. So next up, we actually are gonna start driving this thing, taking it out of the driveway for the first time in about a year. So let's hope that it drives. Pretty sure it will. But that'll be the next video. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next video.